Hey there, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to navigate around on the timeline within After Effects. You guys have probably gotten familiar with the fact that when you're working on the timeline, you can just click the little playhead and you can scoot it back and forth. As you move that back and forth, here I've already got some keyframes set for both of these objects. As you move that back and forth so that you can see what they're doing, that's called scrubbing. So if we say scrub your playhead back and forth to look at the animation, then you'll know what that means. But you might want to be able to move around on your keyboard just a little bit quicker, have a little bit more control over exactly where you land on your timeline. So here's a couple things you can do. I'd like for you to take a look at your keyboard on your computer, and I'd like you to find two keys for me, or two areas. Sorry about that. In the bottom left corner of your keyboard, I'd like you to find the little key called FN, or function key. In the bottom right corner, you have four arrows. You have left, right, up, and down. And I'm assuming everybody's on a MacBook Pro keyboard. If you're not, these are going to be a little bit different. But to be able to move quickly from the beginning or to the end of your timeline, all you have to do is press the function key, and I'm going to hit the left arrow, and that pulls my playhead immediately back to the beginning. Pressing the function key and the right arrow pushes my playhead all the way to the end. So anytime you quickly want to go to the beginning or to the end, just press the function key and the left or right arrow key. So a couple other things. If we wanted to go to a very specific place in time, maybe I was here, I was animating this piece right here, and I wanted to real quickly move up to 2 seconds and 17 frames. You guys can see these blue numbers over here that represent the time code. If I wanted to quickly move to 2 seconds and 17 frames, I could click one time there. Don't do anything else. Don't deselect it. Don't click again. Just type 217, enter, and it takes me very quickly to 2 seconds and 17 frames. Let's say I wanted to move back to 1 second and 2 frames. I click there one time. I press 102, enter, and I go to 1 second and 2 frames. So really quick and easy way to move around. The nice thing about this is that After Effects will also do a little bit of math for you. So I'm sitting at 1 second and 2 frames. What if I wanted to move ahead exactly 1 second? I could click there one time. I'm going to press the plus key on my keyboard, and I'm going to type 100, which represents 1 second. And I'm going to hit enter. And look at that. It pulled me ahead to 202. If I wanted to move ahead 2 seconds, I could click there one time, plus 200, and watch, it moves me ahead to 4 seconds and 2 seconds. 2 frames, sorry about that. So really great way to move around on the keyboard. Using that same function key in the bottom left, let's say I was trying to get to maybe the 1 second and 15 frame mark, and I was having a hard time landing on it. If I hold the function key down and I press the down arrow, it's going to move my playhead forward 1 frame at a time. If I press the up arrow, it moves my playhead backwards in time 1 frame at a time. So you're trying to land on a specific frame. That's a real quick, easy way to do that. If you're not really familiar, excuse me, if you're not really familiar with timecode, just to touch on that again real quickly, the two numbers on the right, the 15, this is frames, and every second there are 29.97 or 30 frames of video. The next two numbers are seconds, so I'm at the 1 second mark, I'm at the 1 second, 15 frames. The next two numbers are minutes, and then the number to the far left is hours.